What?
UP Teemo. It's the best Teemo.
Guess so.
More poke. Kind of. Not really.
Yeah, I feel like the poke is like even.
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Nah, I'm not too pleased with having to play Gangplank.
Gangplank.
Yeah.
I hear like AP Gangplank's ult does ridiculous damage, but I don't know.
I'm already AD, it's too late.
Okay.
But as Gangplank, you just eat oranges.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think it
Okay.
has a higher than 1-to-1 ratio, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and you would heal a lot too, which is pretty good in ARAM.
Yeah, but... And then I'd have the Lich Bane on my Q.
Yeah. I don't know.
But at the same time, I just crit all day. I'll probably start with a pickaxe.
Alright, sure.
Who's not connecting?
Infinite Lucent or
Yeah,
Lunacy.
yeah, but what's his champion?
Teemo.
You know.
Oh yeah. He was so excited to play Teemo too. They had a lot of lower level guys. If we're lucky, then we'll just win 4v5 easy.
Yeah. Probably will. Because I'm Tristana. She's like the best.
I hate Tristana so much.
So good in ARAM.
I thought it was like Caitlyn and Ezreal were the best in the ARM.
They're pretty good. Like, I don't know. She has really good range. Like, her late game in ARAM is really good.
There's Teemo.
Yeah,
There he is.
finally shows up. Loading very slowly. Oh, he's speeding up.
Computer ran on a potato battery.
I guess so.
Yeah.
There we go.
They have Nidalee and Jace.
Do they? Oh shit.
Oh shit. And they have Rise. Oh wait a minute. Okay, there we go. I was like, what? But I fucking opened Opera and some that I'd been running, a video that I'd been running before decided to start playing again. I was a bit confused there.
What are good items on Diana again?
Rod of Ages.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go, Thomas. What are you doing?
Waiting for you.
Ugh.
They're all in
Okay.
there again.
Nope. Yeah, shit, these faggots got nothing. So he blue cards you, what?
Oh, he freaking buried for some reason.
No, he barriered. She used the other thing.
Oh my god, I messed it up. Oh. Did pretty good. Oh, nice.
Nice, Timo, nice.
I kind of had that, but alright.
Yeah.
Buried late. Whoops.
Yeah, I can't believe I survived that whole ordeal. Mine. Tennessee, don't auto the minion. Just kind of sit in the bush. You don't want to push the lane too hard, especially 4v5. Although right now it looks like 2v4 or 5.
We're all here. It's 5.
No, yeah, I know. They only have 2 people.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Where the fuck are all their guys? How did I not get an assist on that?
Nice.
I'm just gonna eat oranges to heal. It's a very inefficient healing method. What's up?
She just shielded after the thing hit her.
She's the best. I want to know. Oh
Yeah.
god. It's okay, I executed. I'm the best.
Alright, all planned. Dude, I think they're all missing or something.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
What the fuck?
It's like just Sivir for like the longest time. It's just these two.
I don't know. That's kind of weird.
Aw, that's kind of gay.
Yeah, I was hoping this would be an actual game, but it does not look like it is so far going to be an actual game.
Should we ask their team if it's 2v5?
Well, does it look like it's a 2v5?
I don't know, maybe they're waiting on Warmogs.
And Sanguine Blade, because that happened yesterday.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
What? Really?
Yeah, we were playing a game, and I had a teammate. It's all on the stream. Just watch one of the stream things.
I watched a lot of it, but
I was playing Ashe, and they were playing Caitlyn. And it was 2v2 ARAM.
Oh, there's Rise.
yeah, it's Ryzen.
I just realized that too.
What
He's
does he
gonna
have
die
for
to my
items?
dot. What's up?
Peace out, Timo.
He's just got a Cage Lucky Pick and a boots.
Yeah. He had to wait on gold for
Boots.
who knows.
Wow.
I'm getting like all the last hits with this Q. It's the best.
Kill him.
I can't. I don't have any damage output.
Timo. How does he do it?
It's a good question.
What are his secrets?
Whose secret's this, Timo?
Timo, yeah.
I don't know, man. Nick should get Timo lessons from this guy.
Yeah.
Fuck, I still cannot believe yesterday. I was kind of ridiculous. Oh no, eat oranges and then everything's K. Do that shit. You think you can afford to fight me?
Yeah, this is like 3v5.
I'm okay with it, I guess.
I'm not. Can't get pentakills.
Yeah. Well, we can try. I knew I was gonna die there, sadly. I need like a way to have extra mana.
I baited him. All planned.
You're the best, man. You're the best.
Oh! Oh, Rise.
Yeah, you're dead though.
I got BF sword. It's worth it.
I need to wait on like 150 gold for my BF sword.
I got my ult now.
Alright.
Wait, can one of you go on that rise?
You're gonna ult him?
Yep.
Yeah, I could. Give me a second.
Timo's going.
Oh,
Go, Timo, go. Timo,
RNG,
you're such a faggot, Timo. Oh, that means he's reconnecting. That means he's reconnecting too. If they're gonna come back, it's gonna be soon.
Oops.
Told you.
Yeah.
Here they are.
Holy crap, they're bad. They're really bad.
It's alright, I got BF sword. I'm gonna come up and just kill this rise. Or you're just gonna kill him, Rise.
nice. I was gonna get him as well, but holy crap.
Bitch, you ain't got shit on me. I'm Gangplank. Faggot, you ain't got shit on me. I'm Gangplank. Faggot, you ain't got shit on me. I'm Gangplank. Zoe barriers, what?
Oh crap.
Yeah. No, the bounces.
You guys are so low. Just kill her.
Holy crap, she played pretty good.
Yeah, she got 2 of us. I didn't even get an assist on that.
Damn.
Oh, here's Rise.
I just took way too much damage early. It's really bad. Wow.
Are we
Wow.
losing a
We
2v?
just got aced.
We're
we just got aced, dude. It's like 3v5, we just got aced.
Are we losing this? Nah, we can't lose it.
Sivir's like 2 levels above us though, but it's alright.
She's actually got so much health and shit too. She's already got a Sanguine Blade.
Yeah,
So Rise just attacks me under my tower. Let me kill him. Come on, Thomas, go. Get the penta. That constitutes a penta because there's only 2 of them.
Sivir's not here.
Whatever.
Alright, she's here now.
Get her. Go, penta. I think I might pick up just like a mana crystal. So I have infinite mana. No, I'll get Boots Lucidity, whatever.
Oops, that was a really bad idea. I like clicked the minion by accident.
It's alright. You guys want to turn on him? I got my ult.
This guy's so weak.
Oh my god, my fucking cannonball got the kill.
Oh my god, I just got melted.
Yeah, Rise does a lot of damage.
He doesn't even have a Tear of the Goddess. He's just building hard AP. I haven't seen a hard AP rise in so long.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh no, the bounces.
Faggot.
Oh no. Couldn't get it.
I'm fine.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, who the fuck killed me? Oh my god, it was Twisted Fate's wildcards.
Oh.
Are we losing this?
This guy messed up. Oh my god, how did he do that?
He teleported in.
He got... Oh. Yeah, you're right. Gate vision. It's insane, dude.
We're actually losing this one.
I've been playing pretty bad. Forgot the vision thing.
Okay, so their chances of winning just increased by a shitload.
It's alright.
Wow, like they just go nuts.
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh fuck, yeah. Keep going.
What was that?
You're the best. That was...
Only triple?
triple. I took your quad, I'm sorry, Thomas.
TF might be coming.
Let me get that. Let me get that. I almost actually have enough for an Infinity Edge. Ow, fuck.
What? I thought you were an
What a guy. Jax is diving me.
Rise. It's crazy. Oh my god. Okay. These bounces, dude. Wow, shit's fast.
Is that dot gonna get him? Oh my god, it is. And I got an assist on that.
Nice.
These guys are getting absolutely wrecked. Kind of. I want to buy Diana so bad, but she got nerfed recently really hard.
Was that like since like after I started playing?
Yeah, like you got her, and then on the Tuesday that there's a patch day, they nerfed her.
What am I doing?
You're just getting smacked by those.
I need lifesteal.
Come on, let it be a crit. Nope. I've only got 25% crit chance, so I don't expect a whole lot of crits on my Q.
It's brand bot, dude. Their entire team is brand bot.
Their entire team is brand bot. Look at that shit. Although they don't have too many skill shots except Twisted Fate, I guess. Oh my god, I crit rise with my
Yeah,
Q.
like wow, I can barely do anything.
I crit rise again with my Q. I love it.
Nice.
Let's go. Chase, chase.
In the bush.
It's a chase game.
I feel like when it gets into the fight, I'm getting focused by Rise.
Okay.
Is it gonna kill him? Nope. I hate random cannon shots. Oh no!
Oh
What am I doing with my life?
man.
That was fucking retarded of me.
Holy crap, this server is crazy as shit.
Look at this Victor. Though.
I got that guy.
Must get Elixir of Agility. There we go.
Oh my god, what am I doing?
Okay, now I'll actually have some crit chance. What am I looking at here? 41% crit chance. I'm okay with that ratio.
Nice, nice.
She's done.
Yeah, I knocked her into the shroom. Oh my god, I did a lot of
It's okay, it's okay. You needed to die. I'm just gonna take this, fuck you guys.
I thought you might have gone on Teemo, but no.
Oh, Timo,
Oh my
what
god,
the?
Twisted Fate.
Timo's got a plan, dude. Look at that. No worries.
I really want them to try and snare me or something. Num num num. Burst his ass.
Kill him, Penta. Penta.
They're gonna fight inside my ultimate.
Got Rise. I'm dead.
Penta. Can you...
I'm helping, I'm helping.
Is that the triple? Can you tell?
Thomas, I set them all up for you. Oh no, I accidentally took Jax with my fucking dot.
Damn.
And Timo took that one.
That was pretty much Penta, but alright.
I tried to avoid all that I could in taking that Thomas, but my dot got him.
It's alright. I'm pretty fed, so...
Tryndamere doesn't even have an Infinity Edge. What a scrub.
You rushed.
Sanguine
Bad item
Blades.
of all things.
Of all things. That's Tryndamere, of all things. He's gonna get lifesteal. Nobody knows why. I don't have my ult. Don't expect any support from me yet on this fight if you engage it. We should totally go on Sivir. Hello.
Go. His stun's down. Holy crap, that was a lot, baby. Wow.
Oh my god, that's TF.
Wow, I can't believe he did that.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. TF's got vision on me.
You got vision on everybody.
Isn't that when he does his teleport?
Yeah. There goes Tryndamere. My god, that crit for half her health.
Holy crap.
Careful, 10, careful. They want us dead. I know this Jax wants me. I know this Sivir does too. What you got, bitch? What you got? I hit Jax with a crit too. We have some movement speed.
How did he kill me first?
Because man, he's twisted, or he's Jax. I can't help you here, Thomas.
Why am I stunned? Thought he already used it. Oh, like lag. Gone.
Oh my god, and I survived that whole thing. Timo's mushrooms are a godsend sometimes. I hope Tryndamere's still, like, DC'd, because I really, really, really want to die.
It's not DC'd, but...
No, he did. He lost it.
What, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got the execute too. Yeah, see, he just reconnected. Told you.
How much did our win rate just go up?
Our win rate? Nothing, because they took ours first.
Did we at least balance it out?
Probably not.
Wait. Okay, I have lifesteal now. Oh my god, I jumped over it. Holy crap, that lasted long. For some reason they didn't go for me. So they might have won. Don't want to do that. Oh, nice, nice pull.
You little bitch.
Keep going on him. I got my ult.
Yeah, can you?
I
Nice.
Got
did.
him.
I did. I used it. Oh
Got him.
yeah, those assists look nice.
I'm dead, but I got him.
Yeah.
I'm coming up, and I'm gonna get all these kills. Because I have a Phantom Dancer. Come here, Shiver. Spell Shield, I dare you. Nice late Spell Shield, dumbass.
I'm gonna get Rylai's Crystal Scepter. Is that a good idea?
Sure.
Cool.
Oh man.
Fucking Victor. He's like, hold on, let me CS a bit and then take your kill.
Like how servers just randomly buying like Oracle extracts.
Timo's mushrooms, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
What the hell's killing that Tryndamere so hard? Are you just autoing him?
I wasn't looking. I was like lowering the volume.
Yeah, you were killing the shit out of Tryndamere with your autos.
Okay, cool.
I think I might get a Trinity Force next. Yeah, I'm gonna get a Trinity Force. Fuck it. Go, go.
Nice one. Penta, penta. No. Ah, Timo got it. Timo stole it.
Bam. Where's he teleporting to? Probably in that bush. Nope, he teleported to right beside himself. What? I think he just DC'd again.
Yeah. I'm coming.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh, he shielded it. Ah.
He shielded what?
My ult.
Oh, lame.
Oh, it's really bad.
Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna go for just another Phantom Dancer. Fuck it. I've got 83% crit chance, and I'm gonna get bits of agility, so I crit like 91.
I'm trying not to be so terrible right now.
You're not doing that bad. You're 22, 8, 17.
It should be like a lot less deaths.
I'm 4 and 7.
Bam. Get my ass kicked by this shit. I should have picked up Vampiric Scepter.
Oh, good to heal. 10. She's going. Kill her,
What the
kill her.
fuck?
She's busy.
Oh, I got her low, but she's not dead.
I can't. Rise does so much damage.
Yeah, I don't even know.
How do we win this one?
We don't really have a
Magic.
tank.
I should
I
have
can
built
try to be tank.
tank plank. Yeah, build tanky now.
Should I get magic resist then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like jump in and pull
Oh,
them
get
all
armor,
in.
get armor.
Yeah, you need armor now. I lied. I'm sorry. I'm retarded. That one Negatron cloak. Yeah, yeah.
What should I get? A thorn mail?
No, Frozen Heart.
Yeah,
Frozen heart.
And then get Randuin's Omen.
Is most of the damage physical?
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, we can fight him, we can fight him. Solo. Kill him,
I'm on
kill
my
him.
way. I'm on my way.
Oh my god. Freaking Tryndamere. Alright.
Ow.
Still really low.
What's that?
Still really low. Oh, you got it.
Jax is done.
Nice.
Sec, I need lifesteal a bit, at least. No,
I'll hit the tower. Yeah, we can't. It's not like we were gonna lose, but
yeah.
played really bad. Kill him. I just hit him twice. Okay, both times. Oh, Penta.
Go Penta.
What am I doing?
You were on the laser.
Yeah, just jumped on the laser. Alright, whatever. Ah, that was so bad.
Timo's like, I did all the work.
Alright.
Yeah, Nick's already gone.
Damn.
Okay, I'm creating another one.
Cool.
Is there a champion spotlight for what's his face out?
That was the
Yep.
art spotlight thing.
Oh, the art spotlight.
Alright.
Troy said you'll try to log on after supper, so you might be on in a little while.
Okay. Wow, the game we just played was like almost identical to the Tristan one I played last night.
How so?
I went like, last night I went 21, 10, 21. This time I went 27, 10, 21.
Nice.
There's a level 5, a level 1,
Yeah,
and a
what the
level
fuck?
10. Just
levels
leave them.
Levels are kind of ridiculous right now.
Just leave them.
I'll join this team. I'll kick the
Nope.
level 1 in a minute. Go. Oh my god, I got fiddlesticks.
Mm,
Tennessee, are you going to be able to swap with anybody?
No, I can't.
Oh, good,
So-
you got Kale.
yeah.
Someone needs to dodge.
Why?
Well, if they want me to change.
No, we're fine.
AP Tristana?
Go AD. You did
AD.
pretty good with AD, right?
Pardon?
Yeah, you did. I remember you played like an AD game and you went like 9-4, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. That's fine.
I'll be right back. Give me a second.
They have a Mumu, but we have Fiddlesticks. But they have Teemo. But we have Kale.
Jordan, why do you have cleanse?
Crap, he's away.
Yo, I'm back.
Alright.
So I see you have cleanse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleanse on Fiddlesticks is pretty fucking ridiculous. I totally carried my team with it last time I tried.
You could have just taken like Ghost or Barrier.
No, I want Cleanse, dude. They have so much stun and CC and shit. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. I've done this before.
Okay.
I play pretty good Fiddlesticks. Give me a break. Come on now. Jesus Christ. So much
I wish you could
criticism.
like cleanse Karthus when he's ulting you.
Yeah.
Grim.
That's what QSS is for. I'm with people.
I don't think you can do it with QSS.
Yeah, you can cleanse anything with QSS. Karthus' ult is included.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I don't even believe you.
Yeah, I kid you not. Unless they changed it last time I checked, which
Unless they
was...
change it. I'm pretty sure that you can never do it.
Yeah, you could. I kid you not. You used to be able to. I kid you not, man.
Alright.
Wait a minute. I got the wrong potion. That's more like it.
Fist check.
Holy shit.
Wait.
What level is Tryndamere that he started with?
You messed up really bad.
Are you looking at what this Tryndamere started with?
It's so bad.
I'm pretty sure the trend was the level 5.
He might have been.
One of them is like 1500 on the Korean server. Apparently.
On the Korean server?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
pretty
but
good.
they wouldn't have the same name on the Korean server.
1500 on the Korean server is like 1900 here.
Dude. But at the same time, you don't know if that's just somebody who coincidentally has the same name.
What?
Because you can't have the same account on
Why
two
would
different
they say
servers.
that?
What?
Why would they say it just like randomly 1500 on the Korean server if they
Because
weren't?
if you're searching for names,
No one's gonna search their name, dude.
well, how do you know he has 1500 on the Korean server?
Just said it in chat.
I don't see it.
In the lobby, dude.
Okay, I wasn't there. I thought you meant you looked his name up on LOL King and it was like the guy with the same name on the Korean server has this rating, and I was like, well, that's pretty cool.
Wait,
But, you know,
who has that rating?
I can only assume this Oriana, or maybe is this Tryndamere?
Tessa's whoever that is.
Who?
Tessa's. I don't know who that is. It's Morgana.
Oh, it's Morgana that has that rating? Shit. That's not good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Got him. Worth it in every regard. Fuck it. Look at that Amumu. He looks so juicy. I wish I was like Shaco. Oh, it's okay. Jax has downs. Did he think he could kill you or something, or...
I don't know.
He's retarded.
Just wants to go.
He's just like, I don't want to live anymore. Kill me, guy. Come on, bounce to Teemo or something.
Oh my god. Click him. Oops.
I'm taking this so they can't. I've almost got my ult, then I'll be pretty happy. Teemo's got to be pretty low after that sequential bounce. Speaking of which, I'm maxing my Drain first. I was debating between Drain or Bounce, but then I was like, nah. Their team is pretty stupid. I'll be able to max my Drain with no worries.
Should I max my Q first?
Where are you? Oh no. No, max your W first.
Yeah. Which one's his W? Isn't that Rocket Jump?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's feared. Get him, get him, get him. Get him, yeah, get him.
Kill this retarded damage.
I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here.
Oh.
Oh!
Beast.
Should I just ult in on that Amumu?
Yeah, dude.
Going.
I'll freeze your thingy. Wow, he Can't outplay you there. You just ran in.
Yeah, I was not expecting that one. I don't really believe that this Morgana has that rating on the Korean server. He's pretty dumb.
He
Well,
hasn't done it yet.
He's not dumb, but it's like he's not
Where?
doing anything spectacular that I would expect him to do.
It's just 1500. Or like not the equivalent.
Yeah, but
to-
on the Korean server.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Throwing up birds and shit. Karthus has downs. Nobody interrupted my drain. I love that.
Oh, I tried to shoot him back for you guys.
Oh, my auto took it. I'll take it from here. I'll take that Teemo from here. Oh no, it didn't bounce to him. I'm just draining this Morg. She's pretty dead. Not even close.
That's worth it.
Totally worth it.
Damn it!
No,
Didn't
she
get
didn't. I
an
was
idiot.
fine.
Oh,
Her shield shielded me after the damage. So he ults, and I'm not even in range.
I always die with like 2500 gold, so I'm like always like a little bit off of Infinity Edge.
Oh, that sucks. I'm just gonna. Oh no, I'm not. Jump to me, Jax. I'm not gonna. There we go. Now he's stunned. Now I'm safe.
I can't see my scores. What the hell? They're like hidden.
At
So
the
weird.
top right,
Yeah.
there's
it's
a
like-
button that does that. I think
That's so weird. What does that? I actually like to know.
it's clicking somewhere. Oh, it's clicking at like the very top right. There's an X. Just click at the very top right.
Oh my.
Did it come back?
I don't even see it. Oh. Yeah, I think I see it.
It's back now?
Yeah, it's back.
Okay.
I think I just like hovered my mouse over and it came back. I think.
I don't know. I just click at the top right of my screen and it comes back. It's Jax. Don't worry. I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here. Oh my god, it didn't go there. I wanted this Amumu to Q me. Can I get it? Should I just ult it in there? Do you have your ult up, Thomas?
Yeah.
Okay, go. I'm flashing. Ult me now.
Damn, big play, dude.
Look at that
fucking
shit.
play.
Look at that shit. See, I know what I'm doing when I'm playing Fiddlesticks. Look at that shit. He wants to jump to me. Nope. I gotta drain a minion a bit.
Oh, this is a stomp.
Yeah.
18 to 5. Oh, yo. Ooh, didn't do it.
Tennessee, you're gonna die. Oh my
Uh,
god, you actually killed Karthus somehow.
Yep.
Fuck all y'all. Oh, I couldn't drain him in time.
Oh crap, Teemo's crazy. No. So much damage. I always get killed by Teemos.
Yep. I'm getting Rabadon's next because your ult with my ult, Thomas, is just broken.
Yeah.
I was gonna get Zanya's, but then I was like, I don't need Zanya's. I have fucking...
Oh, I'm the
Thomas'
only
ult.
person alive.
Go Penta. What are
Where's
you
their
doing?
health at?
It's at very low. They're all at like less than half a bar.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go.
Probably-
Except for Jax.
If you can jump ult that guy. Ult him.
Ult him.
Yeah, nice.
Now jump away.
Oh.
Oh, hey, this is me.
It resets after a kill. You're
Yeah.
done.
I like how
Okay.
Jax doesn't even stun me. What a fucking guy.
Morgana's looking to do something, I think.
I'm draining this Jax for days. They have no idea what they're doing. What the fuck is this?
So Morgana's just back here AFK.
Oh, the bounces. Oh my god. Oh, I wanted a fucking assist on that. What the hell is Morgana doing?
I don't know. Just gave up.
Yeah. What the fuck is Amumu doing? We'll never know.
When's your ult?
My ult?
Yeah, when's
It's up. But I'm not gonna waste it here. Oh, Here comes a Karthus ult. Big play. Fear is now off cooldown. He's pretty feared. So he starts CSing. He's like, I don't want to live. Oh, you fuck. I should have ulted to it.
Imagine if Fiddlesticks ult didn't have a channel time.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, that would be so much fun. Look at this Amumu. Look at this Amumu trying to womp. Look at this Amumu. Oh my god, my auto got him.
Nice.
This Karthus like hasn't hit me with the layways the entire game.
I know, he has no idea what he's doing with that shit. I'll fear him, just get him.
Damn it, team was focusing me.
Yeah, but I mean, how much does that really mean in the long run? A Teemo focusing you? Like, look, I can just sit here. Teemo trying to womp. Can't even. He's stunned, so he can't do anything after, or he's silenced after he Qs. He can't do anything.
This supposed badass Morgana has 0 kills.
Well, yeah, but they've actually had quite a few really nice black shields. I'll give them that much. I'm just gonna ult in place because all their fucking CC is down. Happy fucking birthday, faggots.
Is that skin still available for him?
I think so. It's a skin everybody should have, Thomas. You should get it.
What's
It even makes the icons different. Like my E looks like fucking balloons. Like it even the icon. And the crow on my ultimate is wearing a party hat on the icon. It's great.
Penta. The Penta.
Here, I'll lower Jax for you. He's
No,
silenced. Get him. Get him. Oh my god, the bounce on my silence. Bounce to Morgana.
My E wasn't up.
Think I can get her?
I had my...
Ugh.
Dude.
Okay, I'm going. Oh my god, you got her. You're the best, Thomas. You're the best.
Now show her for being...
Did Amumu just ult minions? Amumu just ulted minions.
What?
Yeah. There was nobody but a super minion and a couple casters in his range, and he ulted. What a guy.
Who was that?
Amumu. He's fucking
Sadly,
retarded.
There's like 4 kills.
Oh my god, that is pretty sad. Come on, Jax, where's your stun? Nope.
Fucking blinds, dude.
Fucking my shit, man. It's even better. Hold on, I really want my Rabadons. Oh my god, do you think Thomas is your ult up?
I'm not here yet. Yeah, my ult's up.
Come here, come here, come here. Ult me. I'm gonna ult in there.
Wait for them to spawn. Oh,
Karthus is up. Quick, ult me.
myself.
Ready?
I
Ult
was
me.
gonna die. I was gonna die, dude.
Oh my god, you ulted yourself, you bastard.
Or else Karthus would have killed me.
You're such a bastard. I hate you.
Oh shit. I said it, dude.
I know. I know.
I can't.
Magic, AP. I don't know what to get anymore. Oh yeah, Will of the Ancients, that's right.
How'd Jax get here? What the hell?
Who knows?
Alright, you salted.
I think I have to go for supper after this,
Yeah, alright, sure.
but I
Alright.
won't be long.
He finally left the game. Go, go, get him, yeah, yeah, get him, get him, get him, yeah, yeah,
You're the
yeah,
team
get
that's
him,
going for me.
get him, yeah, 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 get him, get him, get him. I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here, Thomas. Thomas, get out of the way. I'll take it from here. Nice. I'll
Guess
take.
what, dude?
Yeah, get him. I'll take it from here. Oh, fuck. Tennessee took it from here.
My ult. The diving.
My ult has way long cooldown, but I can do it.
Oh. I'll forget it then. It needs to... That's what needs to happen here.
Yeah. I could walk in there and start doing a wah. Trying to wah. Oh, I'm gonna live.
Dive. Okay.
Don't have to. He's retarded. Yes, I'm just gonna wah. Just gonna wah. He just stands there. He's like, I can't do it. And then I did the fiddlesticks dance. No, I didn't. It made me start autoing. No, stop autoing. I want to dance. Fuck! Amumu got the kill!
Yeah. So, man.
This Amumu's too good. I hope Karthus can stop him, because my ult's up, like, right away. And then you can ult me, and I can ult in, and it'll all be good.
Alright. Come.
Thomas, is your ult up?
Yeah.
We're going. Don't ult yourself. No.
Oops.
It's okay. I should have got Zanya's, though. If I knew I was going to be diving this hard. Let's go, Tennessee. Are you ready?
For what?
We're going to go. Go up there and tank it.
Sure thing. Ah!
I got a triple.
That's amazing.
Oh my
Is
god.
everyone dead?
Yeah,
Pretty
except
much.
those two, they're back. I like how Morgana just left. But we still can kill him. I love that. Go, Thomas, you're the best.
What? I was stunned. I couldn't ult. Oh no, my ult's not on self-cast. That's why the entire time I'm like...
Smart / self-cast, you needed it on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Okay, changed it for my W, but not my ult. Whoops.
When you gonna be alive, Thomas? You know what? No, I gotta do this. Tennessee, go tank it quick.
Right.
Perfect. I did it.
You got him again, nice. Wait.
Oh, no, he still was alive.
Go on. Oh, yes, there he goes. Hello?
What's up?
Oh no, I thought someone was at my door.
Oh. I can't believe this Orianna, after we're all this fed, cannot 1v1 this Jax.
It's Jax.
So, I thought we were really fed. But I guess not. Okay, hold on, Thomas, is your ult up? Because mine's up. Just don't waste your ult. You wasted it,
Oh my god, I got blinded, dude.
and you wasted it.
That wasn't a waste, but I
This
got
was
blinded
supposed to
'cause
be
Teemo's
my
broke.
moment. I was supposed to get a pentakill.
Teemo's broken, dude. I freaking hate that.
He's blind.
Blind, dude.
It's alright. I'll go get a pentakill and make
Shoots
up
me
for
in the
it.
eye. And then I'm Lee Sin. And Lee Sin sucks.
Yeah, but Lee Sin, his eyes. I'll take it from here. I'll take it from here.
God, I hate this one so much. Yeah, you got the Teemo. You're the best.
Am I not doing any damage to him? How did a Moo kill me?
Job 10, you killed the Teemo.
How am I
Yeah,
doing?
I can take Teemo pretty well.
Did I get exhausted or something? I was doing no damage to Jax. Oh, he ulted, I bet.
Alright, I gotta go, Diver. 3, 2...
You can get her. Oh my god, Tennessee stole it. Oh, my fucking scoreboard tried to escape me. Oh man. So Tennessee, you said you gotta go eat?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go grab food because my dad's not home, so I don't actually have to eat a sit-down meal.
Okay.
So I'll be back before, like, I can come back and play another game.
Okay, sounds good.
So I'll be right back.
Okay. Thomas, did you hear about that painting that the restore was really botched?
No. Why?
Oh my god, it's hilarious. I'm gonna send you a link to it. Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Just read the story. Hey dad, how long till dinner?
It's gonna be exactly 25 minutes.
25 minutes. Fuck.
You gotta hang in there.
Well, no, it's like... I don't know. I'll see if... I might start again. Anyway.
Fuck.
What time are we doing stuff tomorrow, man?
What the fuck?
Isn't that fucking hilarious?
Yeah. Crap.
Hey.
Putting the link there. Isn't that just absolutely fucking hilarious?
Yeah.
I like how she didn't have any permission. They were like, no, don't do it. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna do it. And then she fucking...
Ooh, what is this?
Yeah, it's a link I was sending for Thomas. It's really funny. I know he's gonna click on it now.
Dude, Rowan, I actually have to go right now.
Wait, how long?
For quite a bit, I guess. Yeah.
Like, how long is that?
I don't know, a few hours. Maybe.
Oh, shit. Alright then.
It's alright.
Alright, no worries. I'll see you later then, Thomas.
Yeah, alright. See you guys.
Peace.
Yep.
And then it was just 2.
Back to some World of Warcraft?
I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna play some Borderlands with my brother.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Yep. Alright, I'll see you later, Tennessee. Peace.
See ya.
Jay, you wanna play some Borderlands? Have you heard about that botched painting, Taylor? Yeah. They were like, don't restore it, and she was like, okay, I'm gonna restore it. And then she fucking, oh my god, it was so funny. No, tell me that story.
They're like great-great-grandchildren donated thousands of dollars to some art society that we do. And Sam referred to like $9. She does that, fucks it up. Now, people from all over coming to see it. The church is charging money for people to see the painting, and the chick who did that is demanding royalties. So she was out without the blue. She's now demanding royalties to see her piece of shit painting destroyed because the church is charging people to see it.
Oh my god. She's demanding royalties.
Suing them for royalties.
The painting looks so fun. Come here.
I know, I've seen it, dude. I've seen it. I know.
That's the
That was-
original.
it was a meme all over the place.
That's before the restore.
I know.
That's after.
It is just so terrible. You know,
It's all on meme base and shit. It's been. I looked on meme base and I was like, I don't understand why they're putting this image everywhere. What's so funny about it? So then I was like, I'm just going to go to Know Your Meme and check it out. And then I checked it out. It was fucking hilarious. How did she do such a fucking bad job? Yeah, and I'm gonna gamble with it. We've all got our own things that we would get outside. What? How much?
I got no work for you. Come back later.
Oh, shit. That rocket launcher. And mine still does more. That's great. Nope. I want to say no. Yeah, no, there's nothing good. That's how I What?
If you can hear this, and you're sane enough to understand what I'm saying, head to Sanctuary. I don't care what Jack has told you, or how well defended you think you are.
That's
The
actually
Hyperion army is coming to wipe you out. If you want to survive,
Okay.
you get a gun, you come to Sanctuary, and you join the Crimson Raiders.
That one's really long. I'm checking here for iridium, man. Not iridium. Thing for me. Coming. Coming.
Please insert any donated organs into the receptacle below.
What? Where? I don't see it.
Next time you're bleeding to death, just think the doctor said.
Oh. I feel. But my current one. Let's see.
Let out.
Buddy, what the hell are you Holy scadsec! I'm invisible! This is you. I can't. Minion, give me 5. Oh, right. You've earned it.
Great. Claptrap can get us to the Angel's security field now. Come on back. We may have a way past the bunker.
Permissions. Sorry.
So hold on, I gotta check something out. Is that because he was upgrading?
Yeah.
No.
He hid behind cover and threw Bloodwing out to face those bandits on his own.
Yeah.
Not attacking anybody. And the Mordecai was screaming at him, "What are you doing, you coward? Get to killing!" Blah, blah, blah. And finally, Mordecai stood up out
And
of cover.
Bloodwing went screaming down into the fray and killed all those bandits in a half second. Yeah, he wanted Mordecai to see him do it. Wanted to make him proud.
And Mordecai was happy as a skagging slag, kissing his beak, scratching his neck.
Yeah, which would have been cute if Bloodwing hadn't been covered in entrails.
Shut up already! Nothing for you. Sorry.
Oh, I'm a bad person.
Text this note to 1,000 cuts.
Did they forget?
You're going to deliver that note to a bandit leader known as the Slab King. Now, he used to be a part of the Crimson Raiders until his methods got too brutal. I didn't think ripping Hyperion officials limb from limb in front of their loved ones was an effective way to get in. He disagreed. Still,
He owes me a favor, and he can help us get past the bunker outside Control Core Angel.
Yeah, I agree.
Bloodwing's dead. Jack's nearly got the vault open. I don't know about you, but I need a drink. Or, more like a lot of drinks. The Hodunks run rack ale out of the dust. Blast the kegs off one of their booze runners and get them for me. The engineers working in the Hyperion Preserve are still alive. You're gonna fix that. When I was doing recon out there, I heard them experimenting on 3 badass creatures. Get out there and free them. I want to see a bloodbath of what they did to my bird.
Keep you alive, what? Oh my god. Why are we doing this?
Make something. My time's valuable. Kinda. Come back now. I get a little lonely.
I'm trying to write a love poem for this chick, Daisy, but I need some inspiration. Something to get my juices flowing so this poem will get her juices flowing. That's sex. Use this camera to take some pictures of interesting landmarks that I could toss in the poem, would you?
Main 6.
Time!
Oh, pick up any new mags you see. Never hurts to have a fallback.
That's what he always wants. Hey, come here, there's a thing for you. What makes you assume I would just be it again? I already have it. I do too. There's also Flat Off Revolution skins. Yeah. I don't know how, but I got the skin on Zero. The Flat Off Revolution. I think I got it for the quest when I was playing Zero. Oh, I just run one fucking assload of Iridium. I did. I got like 8.
Thousand Cuts is west of the Highlands. If you're looking for the Slab King, that's where he'll be. Now be careful though. He kinda lost it after Hyperion killed his dog.
If you got the money, I'll save your gall darn life. If you're dead, I'll keep you that way. You're an orphan donor, right?
Oh, I'm coming. You go. I won't run. Oh, of course. Don't hit a little bump on those things. Oh my god, that's a cool looking skin. What's that over here? Let me go check it. my fucking car is stuck.